Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about the top 10 games that personally I think are some of the greatest that I've ever played. Um, One little rule, I am going to limit it one game per series so that I don't make half the list Sonic games or Call of Duty or something like that. Yeah, so with that, let's begin. So at our number 10 spot, we have Fortnite. Pretty basic game, all things considered, but there's just a lot of working parts that really make it such a great game. Like the Battle Royale has still been going strong for however many years it's been, like almost 10 years. Um, I've been there since season 1 of chapter 1. Maybe not the whole time. I did take breaks, but you know, been playing for some good years. But even then, there's all these side modes now in the creative aspect, UEFN. It just makes it an overall great experience. Plus, how many other games do you think of have as many collabs as Fortnite? Like, literally tonight, as of recording this video, they are adding Ed from Ed, Edd and Eddy. And yesterday they added they added Michael and Dwight from The Office. Like, what other game does something as crazy as that? Plus, I mean, it's just overall fun with your friends. Like, I'm definitely gonna make some more videos on it, especially while the new Crown Jam mode is out. Um, it's just like Fall Guys mixed with Rocket League in a weird way, but yeah, it's kind of fun, surprisingly fun. But yeah, so that's number 10. On to our next one. Number 9 is Minecraft. I like it. For being so open-ended, like it is such a classic game. 15 years old, almost, getting up there, almost 20 years old game, but it's still such a classic. I literally made a video on it today as of recording. Like, it's such a good game. I love it to this day. Sure, recently the updates have been kind of meh, not really much going on, but it's still fun. That's why it's like a popular thing online, the 2-week Minecraft period. It's not something that you could just ever let go of. Even if you don't play for months, even if you don't play for like a year or more, you always come back to Minecraft because it's such a cozy classic game and it feels like home. So yeah, that was number 9, and now we are on to number 8. Number 8, I have Tomodachi Life. Now, Tomodachi Life is a bit of a weird one, but if you played it, you know that it's like one of the best games they made for the 3DS. It's just so fun and relaxing and goofy. Whether you're making just your friends as characters, as me's, or if you're making random pop culture things, or even like characters that you've created, it's always a good time to see what they're thinking, what they're up to. And I am so glad that a new game was announced for the Switch. I definitely will be playing that as soon as possible. And with that, that was number 8. Number 7, I have GTA 5. One of the like all-time games. I remember getting it back whenever it released in 2013, and I'm still playing it today on the updated hardware. Uh, the online is especially fun. I mean, that is the main thing that keeps you going, but the story mode back in the day, like when you first experienced it, is just something else. Iconic characters, Michael, Trevor, Franklin. Who doesn't love them? And the car mechanics, it's a good time. But definitely excited for GTA 6. Hopefully they don't delay it again, but who knows. And yeah, on to the next one. On number 6, we have a game by the same kind of development team. It is Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, that was the first Red Dead game that I actually played, like, in full. I did, whenever I was younger, have Undead Nightmare as a standalone copy, but I was incredibly scared of it, and I ended up selling it. But over the years, I did kind of go back to it. I watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos on it, and then ended up re-downloading and buying the game. But as for Red Dead 2, the story is just so good. And the game is like lifelike. There's so many different videos and essays you could see about how realistic the wildlife is, how beautiful the graphics are, and like all this stuff happens in the background even when you're not there. Like it's just insane the level of detail they put into it. And the characters, Arthur Morgan, John Marston, Dutch, iconic. Like, and you get so emotionally attached to them. Like Arthur's death scene is, I would say, one of the most emotional deaths that I've experienced in a video game. Like my grandpa also plays the game. He kept reverting back to an older save so that he didn't have to watch that scene again because he just loved it that much, like the game and playing as Arthur. Eventually, he did play the epilogue with John, but you know, he would still revert his save back to the beginning with Arthur. 5, we have Black Ops Cold War, the first game that really made me dive deep into the Call of Duty series. Sure, I had played World War II and BO2 and Modern Warfare 2019 before that, but none of them captured my attention, captured my love quite like Black Ops Cold War. Sure, it made me go back and play games that I had missed, like BO1, BO3, and then it even made me buy all the subsequent games for better or worse, usually for worse. Although I like Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 7, but the other ones definitely not up there. I guess DMZ from Modern Warfare 2 is not bad, but the point is, I was so in love following the story of of Cold War from pretty much launch week, just before season 1 to the it was before Nuketown, sorry. The week Nuketown dropped up to season 6, right through the end. The whole time I was just so invested, especially with the zombie story and the Warzone stuff. Like Stitch, they have not done a Warzone story like Stitch since, and it sucks. It genuinely is such a shame, because that one was so good, and it hooked me. I was listening, keeping up with all the leaks, keeping up with literally everything I possibly could to know what happened next. And it's a shame how the series has kind of fallen off since. But yeah, that was number 5. Number 4, we have Fallout 76. And now, I was tempted to put, say, Fallout 4 or New Vegas above it, and they're great games, but 76 holds a special place in my heart for being where I created one of my favorite characters to write, to work with, to put in anything. So, and even then, it also is just more personal to me because it's closer to where I live, you know, state or two over, but, you know, still close enough that I at least have much more of a deeper connection to what's going on compared to, say, Boston or Vegas. But and the community building aspect, you know, playing with all the other people, I was there from day 1 to now, save a few breaks here and there. You know, the Fallout 76 community and fans are just some of the most creative people out there. I love seeing all the bases that are built, all the people, high level people helping out the lower people. You know, it's always a treat to see that. And one of my favorite aspects, honestly, is the camp building. Like, I know that's kind of a hated thing for some people in the newer Bethesda games, but I need that to come back in Fallout 5. Like, but full on settlements, like how Fallout 4 had them. Like a mix of Starfield's colonizing mechanic where you could build your own home on a planet. A mix of that, the settlement building, and the camp building from Fallout 4, and it would just be perfect. I genuinely would spend like days in that game just building stuff and kitting out my town. It would be great. Now, I know there's a lot of mods and stuff that help you do that more on like Fallout 4, but I want it to be a base game thing. And yeah, so that is our number 4 spot. Before we get into the top 3, I do want to have a few honorable mentions just so that there's any not any overlap between series and whatnot. So I would say a good few games: Donkey Kong Country, classic; Donkey Kong Bonanza, also really good. Um, Fallout 4 and New Vegas I mentioned, but they would definitely be honorable mentions. Red Dead Undead Nightmare, and Sonic and the Black Knight, and Sonic Adventure 2. I would say that rounds out my honorable mentions. 3, we have The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Such a phenomenal RPG. I literally love this game to death. I top to bottom, I have played so many new games plus, building off my previous one, trying to find literally everything I can, trying to make different choices to get the best outcome I possibly could for the characters. Actually, the Witcher series is where I picked my name, Ciri, so it definitely has like a special place in my heart. I am so excited for The Witcher 4. Beyond belief am I excited for The Witcher 4. CD Projekt Red, I don't think that they have disappointed me at all, and I know they'll be cooking up something great as long as the hype doesn't get too big and we actually like give them the time they need, and we're not like drop the game, because that is kind of what, you know, they were pressured to do that with Cyberpunk. And to be fair, it was in development for a long time, but I'll talk about that one in a little bit. But yeah, like I don't want that situation to happen again. But even if it does, I know they'll be able to turn it around because that's exactly what they did. Yeah, let's not beat around the bush. Cyberpunk is my number 2. It's so good. I played it at launch whenever I had it on disc, and everybody was like, "Oh, this game sucks. It's so buggy. It's so glitchy." They had it removed from the PlayStation Store. It was that bad. I never really thought it was that bad, honestly. I know some people, they definitely had way harsher experiences than I did. I don't want to discredit them, but I never personally thought it was that bad. But I did sit on it a little bit. I waited for them to put out some more updates. And now you look at Cyberpunk and everyone's like, oh yeah, this is one of the best RPGs of all time, up there with like how people value and hold New Vegas, which had a very similar situation actually. But funny how that works. But I just love the game, and then like the depth of all the characters and the world itself. It's such a masterpiece that I'm not only excited for obviously the next Cyberpunk, but because I'm excited for the next Witcher, not because I already was, but in addition to see how they'll use these kind of mechanics and stuff that they did for Cyberpunk for that game. Which obviously, I mean, they're not going to be guns, they're not going to be cars, but like the cities and the density. Like, I'm really curious to see how they handle that in comparison. And finally, for the best game, well, number 1, not necessarily the best. They're just kind of in personal order, maybe not quality. But number 1 is Sonic X Shadow Generations. First of all, you take one of the most classic, best Sonic games of all time. You bundle it with a new story centered on my favorite character in the series. And then it's actually good. Like, I would say the Shadow Generations part is better than Base Generations. And, like, that's not just bias, because I played regular Generations first. It's just so good. It's so good. I love it. I love it to pieces. It is one of the best games in the Sonic series. I really hope to see them carry that momentum forward. And I really hope they carry forward showing love to these more side characters. Shadow especially. I mean, he is like the number 2 most popular character. Might have overpassed Sonic. I'm not really sure. But yeah, he's my favorite, so I want him to get more love. But, you know, show love to characters like Silver, Tails, Knuckles, Eggman. I don't know. Amy, Blaze. Like, I think it'd be a good time, no matter what. But this game really opens the door for all that, and it's so fun. It is so much fun. If you've never played a Sonic game before, this is where you should start. Genuinely, this is the jumping on point. And because if you take just the Sonic Generations half, it's a retread of like all of Sonic's classic adventures, best of compilation. And then here's another, the Shadow Generations half is a jumping on point for Shadow's story, the darker themes of the franchise, you know, and it's a little edgier, but nothing crazy. Nothing crazy, especially not compared to his 2005 game, which also does hold a special place in my heart. But yeah. So with that, I am going to end it here. Hope you enjoyed listening to my little ramblings about what games I like. And if you want to hear more, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing. It would be greatly appreciated. And I will catch you all in the next one. Bye bye.